In our fast-paced digital world, it's so easy to get swept up in the idea that everything needs to happen at lightning speed. We scroll through social media and see all these incredible pieces of art popping up, as if they just materialized from thin air. It can make you feel like you have to churn out work faster than you can even think about it. But here's the thing, some things take time, and that's absolutely okay. As illustrators, we really need to embrace this idea if we want to create meaningful, high-quality work that we're proud of. Hello, welcome to another video. My name is Martin, a passionate illustrator. How nice that you are also there to draw and enjoy creativity. Let's reflect a bit on what it means to take your time as an artist. When I first started out, I often felt pressured to produce work that was immediately impressive and ready for the spotlight. The thing is, I was missing the most crucial part of the process. Giving myself the space to learn, to grow, and to experiment. Instead, I'd rush through pieces just to get them done. And in doing so, I missed the chance to truly enjoy the journey of creation. Over time, I realized that my best work came when I allowed myself the patience to really delve into the process, without the race against the clock. One of the best ways to embrace this slower approach is to remember that art is a journey, not a destination. Each piece, each sketch, and every trial and error helps establish your voice and style. So, when you start a new project, take a moment to breathe. Don't dive headfirst just because you feel like you have to keep up with everyone else. Instead, give yourself permission to explore ideas, play with different techniques, and experiment with colors. This is where real creativity flourishes. Think of it like planting a seed. It takes a while to grow into a beautiful flower. Similarly, your art needs that nurturing time. You might find it helpful to develop a project timeline for your larger pieces. Break it down into stages: research, sketching, refining, and finalizing. So you can see how each part contributes to the whole picture. This gives you the room to work at a comfortable pace, while also feeling accomplished as you complete each step. It's not about rushing to finish. It's about enjoying the process and giving each stage the attention it deserves. I remember spending ages on a piece that I thought would never come together. I felt frustrated and impatient, constantly looking at the clock, wishing I could just speed up the process. But eventually I stepped back and decided to treat it like an ongoing dialogue rather than a checklist to be ticked off. When I finally gave myself the grace to let it simmer, that's when the real magic happened. It turned into something I hadn't even envisioned at the start. This reminded me that the gift of time allows ideas to develop and transform into something meaningful. Think about art as a recipe. Sometimes you need to let the dough rise before you can bake the perfect bread. If you rush, you might end up with something flat instead of fluffy. So, don't shortcut your own artistic process. If a piece isn't working out the way you'd hoped, don't be afraid to set it aside for a bit. Trust me, you'll come back to it with fresh eyes and new ideas. This doesn't signify defeat. Rather, it's a smart choice that respects your creative flow. Also, let's talk about taking breaks. I know this can feel counterintuitive, especially when you're on a roll, but stepping away from your work can do wonders. It offers you a chance to recharge and return to your art with a refreshed perspective. Have you ever had a light bulb moment while washing dishes or taking a walk? That's your brain processing all the hard work you've done, simmering away. It's essential to give your mind a bit of space to breathe. Make it a habit to schedule in regular breaks throughout your art sessions. You might find that these pauses lead to some of your best insights. Another huge part of this whole taking your time mindset is to challenge the inner critic. It often rears its ugly head, whispering, or sometimes screaming, that you should be quicker, that everyone else is producing better work faster. Remember, every artist has their timeline. Embrace your own pace. Celebrate your small successes along the way and practice gratitude for your progress, no matter how small. Bringing in mindfulness can also be a game changer. Being aware of your thoughts and feelings while you create can help you appreciate each moment instead of rushing through it. Try to stay present when you're working. Feel the texture of the paper, watch the colors blend, and notice how the lines flow from your hand. This technique slows things down and makes the whole process more enjoyable, instead of feeling like a race. Getting involved in a sketch group or an art community can also be beneficial. Surrounding yourself with others who value the process allows you to share that sentiment of patience and growth. When you engage with fellow artists, you might discover they're navigating similar challenges, and that sense of camaraderie makes it easier to take your time. You can all encourage each other to appreciate the journey rather than focusing solely on the end results. And let's not forget the power of reflection. After finishing a project, take a moment to look back and assess what you've learned throughout the entire experience. You might realize that the time you spent was invaluable. Write down what worked, what you enjoyed, and what you might do differently next time. This practice not only reinforces your growth, but also establishes a deeper connection with your art practice. Each reflection becomes a stepping stone for future pieces. You're building your own artistic archive of knowledge. So as you navigate your artistic journey, remember that good things take time. Don't shy away from allowing yourself the space to grow and experiment. Everything doesn't have to happen all at once. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. And allow your art to unfold at its own pace. You're not just drawing or painting, you're cultivating a relationship with your creativity. And that, my friend, is a beautiful thing that deserves all the time in the world. So slow down, lean in, and enjoy each moment of your artistic exploration. You're exactly where you need to be. From this point on, I'll keep my mouth shut. Let's enjoy the peace and quiet and draw together. Thanks for listening, and all the best for your projects. Consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up. Find me on Instagram by following @MartinMiami. Bye.